I know that you would have wanted to own a home, but I believe you still will have to own a home. The two-bedroom house that we had agreed on under our current arrangement in affordable housing costs 2 million shillings. We are going to pay for you half that amount. We're going to pay for you 1 million shillings. You pay the other 1 million, or we will give you a mortgage you can pay over 20 years. Today, we gather to honor and celebrate our outstanding sportsmen and women, the medalists, record breakers, and champions who have flown our flag high in competitions both locally and internationally. Our athletes, whether on the athletics track, the football or rugby pitch, the volleyball court, or the boxing ring, are among Kenya's brand Kenya's greatest ambassadors. They lift our collective spirit, inspire us to reach to greatness, and show the world the limitless potential of our nation. This dedication is important that today we have sportsmen and women from different disciplines in our midst. Their dedication, discipline, and resilience have not only won medals and shattered records, but have also reminded us of the power of talent when it is nurtured with purpose and supported with opportunity. We are all immensely proud of the performance of the Harambee Stars in this year's CHAN tournament. Before the competition began, few believed we would progress beyond the group stages. We were drawn into what was, and many called, the group of death. Along CHAN giants like Morocco and DRC, nations that between them have lifted the trophy 4 times. Yet against all odds, our team topped the group. Tuwapigie makofi jamani. This remarkable achievement has reminded us that when Kenyans play with hearts, discipline, and unity, there is no obstacle too great to overcome. As we are now set our eyes on AFCON 2027, we must draw on the resilience and belief that carried us this far to prove once more that Kenya can stand tall among the very best in Africa and the world. I must say here that it is Kenyan to be champion, to play and participate in the Olympics and the World Cup and all the international competitions. That is our brand. And we should live up to that brand. And in our lifetime, very soon, our team, the Kenyan team, is not only going to play and win in the continental championships, but also in the world championships. Ladies and gentlemen, we now know and deeply appreciate the power of unity when we rally behind our sportsmen and women. The passion, pride, and motivation we gave our Harambee Stars during this CHAN competition demonstrated what it is and what is possible when a nation stands together. This is the same spirit we must carry into every arena of our national life, in our schools, our workplaces, our counties, and across our republic, to propel Kenya towards greatness. As a government, we have taken deliberate steps to recognize and reward excellence. We revised the cash scheme to ensure our champions are acknowledged in a manner that reflects their sacrifice and hard work. We have made the following changes, and they are significant. The package for individual Olympic gold medalists has risen from Kenya shillings 750,000 to 3 million. Silver from 500,000 to 2 million. And bronze from Kenya shillings 350,000 to 1 million. In team sports, the award per athlete has increased from 100,000 to 750,000 for gold, from 75,000 to 500,000 for silver, and from Kenya shillings 50,000 to 375,000 for bronze. So far, on average, we have increased prices by 400%. And again, the ministry has scheduled payouts. I know we have in our midst great athletes who've won many races and many games across the globe, and they are here in our midst. So the ministry has scheduled payouts amounting to Kenya shillings 55 million for recent sporting events, alongside an additional 10 million shillings for a great lady who won gold but also broke her record. I don't know whether she is around. Is she here? She's not here. And also another great lady who also won gold in her race, who is going to be paid 5 million shillings. At the same time, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of sports may, and on the recommendations by the Awards and Recognition Committee, recommend payments of winning bonuses to teams and athletes engaged in qualifications for major championships as an impetus for attaining qualification bonuses up to 2.5 million. And I have instructed Salim Vuria to do as much to make sure that we motivate all our sportsmen and women. We are investing heavily in sports infrastructure, from the successful hosting of CHAN, which showcased our readiness to stage major continental events, to the construction and innovation and renovation of the world-class stadiums. We are building facilities that will serve athletes and communities alike for generations. From Talanta City to the renovation of Kasarani and Nyayo stadiums. And just for the record, we will also be putting a canopy in Nyayo Stadium in readiness for 2027. And the upgrading of facilities like Eliud Kipchoge Stadium in Kapsabet, Uhungu Stadium, Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay, stadium in Bungoma. We will shortly be finalizing the stadium in Kitui, and I have already instructed the ministry, and we have agreed to build another 25 stadia across the country. That process, Mvuria and team know that we have agreed that those stadia must be ready in time for AFCON in 2027. The process of raising our team for AFCON 2027 begins today. And I have agreed with FKF that that process is going to start from the grassroots, from the bottom up. So, Mr. President, you have my instructions and marching orders, working with the ministry, for you to build for us a solid, professional team that will make us win AFCON in 2027. And as part of raising that team, we are going to have different mechanisms. And I'm happy that we have friends in our midst. We have partners in our midst. I certainly will put in public money, but I am also certain that our private sector, who have been very supportive, and I must congratulate our banks, betting agencies, oil marketers, and many other brands, including vehicle manufacturers, vehicle retailers. I see Toyota in the room. I see East African breweries in the room. I see Equity Bank. I see KCB. I see my friend Oigara from Stanbic, and all the good people. And I think Cooperative Bank is in the house, and many others who are in this house, including parastatals and institutions that have capacity to support. All of us must now close ranks and build sports as the greatest unifier of our country. And I am confident that not just as we build football, but as we also support all the other sports disciplines, both in athletics, ball games, and everything in between. I am very confident that we will be able to tap into the rich pool of Kenyan young talent that is available for us to develop into the champions of the future. Talent development remains central to our strategy. Through the Talanta Hela initiative, thousands of young Kenyans are being empowered to monetize their skills and pursue careers in sports, and especially in the creative economy. We have launched 37 constituency sports academies to guarantee every region access to structured training, mentorship, and opportunity. These academies are the foundation of our future, where no talent is overlooked. At the same time, we are reviewing the sports policy of 2005 and the Sports Act of 2013 to create a more inclusive, transparent, and commercially viable sports ecosystem. These reforms will address governance, athletes and sports persons' welfare, doping control, and the integration of technology in modern sports management. Importantly, we are also engaging stakeholders across all counties to ensure the new framework reflects the aspirations of every Kenyan. I wish to appreciate the contribution of corporate partners who have already come on board to support our sportsmen and women. I call on more corporates to join us in investing in our athletes programs, because your partnership is vital. Your belief in the process is essential. Together, we can build a thriving sports culture that empowers our youth, strengthens our economy, and unites our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, our overarching vision is to position Kenya as a global sports powerhouse, with our sights firmly set on AFCON 2027 and beyond. To achieve this, we must uphold dignity in governance, embrace transparency, foster unity, and commit to long-term planning. This journey demands patience, positivity, and shared responsibility from all stakeholders, from federations, sponsors, corporates, development partners, including funds. I reaffirm the government's full commitment to talent development and to building an environment where athletes thrive. To all our sportsmen and women here today and across Kenya, you are the pride of our nation. Your courage, discipline, and relentless pursuit of excellence have not only brought glory to our country, but have also inspired millions of young people, both here at home and abroad. You remind us that greatness is never an accident. It is nurtured and earned through sacrifice, resilience, and self-belief. You didn't make it to the finals, but you made us proud and brought the nation together. I know me and you had a deal. Captain, you remember? We had a deal. And I was really, really looking forward to each and every one of you owning a home. It was really my prayer and wish. In fact, one friend of mine told me I was responsible for Harambee Stars' loss because I was absent at the field. And for a moment I thought maybe he was right. Maybe I should have been there in person and encourage these friends of mine to do their best. But I promise next time I will always be there so that we can do it together. And because you inspired the nation, you brought Kenya together. You brought people from across, counties and disciplines and workplaces together. And you made us very proud as a nation. And because we were holding an continental match or continental tournament for the first time in 40 years, it is understandable that we may not have been as ready as we should. But now that we have time, we must prepare for AFCON properly. We know AFCON is much more difficult, but we will be much more prepared this time round. And as I have said, we begin the journey to AFCON 2027 today. We prepare our teams from the bottom, from every village, from every corner of Kenya. And we have agreed on how we are going to work with FKF, the sports management body in Kenya, to make sure the football management body in Kenya to grow the team from the bottom up. And I want to encourage partners, sponsors, corporates who are here to work with us and work with FKF as we build the momentum towards 2027. You are going to be paying something like 2,000 or 3,000 every month. So it is affordable. Nasikia nyinyi vijana? And there is no room for exchanging the house with money. There is only the house. And as I told you, you will choose a house in a town you like. If you want it in Nairobi, if you want it in Mombasa, if you want it in Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, wherever, we are developing housing in every town. In fact, we are developing housing in 200 sites across Kenya. So you have an opportunity to choose which one. For the avoidance of doubt, maybe many people think that we are dishing out affordable houses. No, you pay. And we are going to pay the 1 million for these young people. And they will pay the other 1 million. Because we must be a country that is responsible. And everybody, there is no bending of rules. There is no free lunch. Maybe except this one. Unless somebody maybe stands somewhere and starts to charge people that, there was no free lunch. This one is free. But I know all the team has registered already, Mr. Captain, is that right, with Bomayangu. So go ahead, choose a 2-bedroom house in any town of your choosing, every team member here, We are going to pay for you 1 million shillings, you will pay the other 1 million, or we will give you a mortgage which you can pay for 20 years and pay a little every month. I think that is what I can do for you now, recognizing the kind of contribution that you made.